Well, hello!
Hello!
I was going to say it's hello from me, and it's...
Hello from me.
Yeah, there we are. We're here tonight, as you can see. Elena's here tonight with me, and we're talking about loaded tongue. Loaded tongue. So I think before anything else, we'll just give the record a spin. I'm sorry, it is still going round the wrong way.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him, Pike.
25 miles from Woolly Edge, left a fuel gauge in the red. Got a circle of lights before my eyes and a stranger in my bed. I knew she would never forgive me for the things I haven't done. Now I'm peering out on the end of the world with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Yeah, a grudge and a loaded tongue. Grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. Let me tell you now. Every man has an invisible line pre-drawn in the sand. If you try to cross it, the tide will wash it away with your perfect plan. The endless cycle will take you down. What Deuteronomy can read like fun. Open the gates, coming on through with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Yeah, grudge and a loaded tongue. Grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. She's been waiting, watching for a sign to guide her through the night. On either side, hope dissipating. She followed the star this far. Still she waits for you. Give it up, give it up. No one likes a quitter. Give it up, give it up. Throw your lover out with the litter. Give it up, give it up. Look for another babysitter. I never should have been with a grudge and a loaded tongue. I never should have been with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Perhaps I never should have been with a grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. She's been You can take your rainbow, your skies are blue, stick 'em where there's no shining sun. I got an empty cup, I'll never give up, and it's a grudge and a loaded tongue. Yeah, grudge and a loaded tongue. Grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun.
Oh, there we are. A nice round of applause on cue. Very good.
Oh, we got Rick Lovering.
Rick Lovering. Good. Okay. So yeah, we've got a whole host of people here. Welcome everyone. It's the normal gang, which very nice to see. Colin, you were asking a question and Paul didn't pick it up, and I think you asked him twice. And even though you've asked it twice, I forgot what it was. I can't remember whether it was something about my album or not. But just in case it was, my album has gone to the Duplicators. And not only has it gone to the Duplicators, within about 30 seconds they came back and said, is this proof okay? Whoosh! And then several days later they sent me the bill, which means that actually it's in the final throes of production. So soon.
Bill?
Soon. Yeah.
Be explained.
From Putin and Trump musical, of course, which we'll be seeing a little bit because, of course, because this duplication is now going a bit quicker than I expected, I'm now frantically doing the liner notes for the posters to go inside it, because there's two posters to go inside.
Of course.
which I'll show you later on. But there's one poster which is the regular liner notes for the regular album, and then there's another poster for Putin and Trump the musical, and that is written in script form.
Yeah.
Script form. Yes.
That's gonna be good.
So yeah, in the old typewriter font. It looks very nice. It does. Yeah. I might actually make some booklets. Oh, I think that was one of your questions, Colin. Is can I buy the poster for Putin and Trump the musical? Yeah, we could do it as a poster, but I think actually what would be maybe a more desirable thing, I don't know, you can tell me, would be actually an A4 booklet of the actual script with the cardboard sepia cover and the actual script in it, which has, of course, all the song lyrics as well, and who sings which parts and all that sort of stuff. There's directions for the cameraman. That's like, you know,
Do you ever sleep?
spotlight, bouquets of flowers for us at the end, all of that sort of stuff. It's all there. It's all going on.
My favourite colour is yellow. Anyway, yellow roses.
There we are. There we are. Good. Lovely. Okay. We have various bits of news, but we'll come to that on the news later. There's always something new happening, and it seems to be like every day there's something more happening, which is very nice, of course. We have a quiz question.
You do?
Yes, we do. We've got a quiz question, and I'm going to stick it up on the screen. I'm going to get it here. It is, as usual, it is about the song that we're talking about. It's not an off-the-wall musical question this time, but it's a bit more of a historical question. And there are several answers, and the most detail wins on this. I'm going to stick it up on screen. And this is... Woolly Edge Services is just south of Leeds. It's actually on the M1. What is Al's history with Yorkshire, past and present? Most detail wins.
Gosh.
What is Al's history with Yorkshire, past and present? The most detail wins. Because I have quite a lot of history with Yorkshire. So yeah, there. Past and present. Remember that. There we go. I think still CD of your choice is fine. There's no point in you having having my album because it's arriving from the duplicators. I think it was Colin and Paul who won last week, and I'm so sorry to say they haven't gotten the post. They're addressed, but I ran out of time this morning. I couldn't get to the post office, so I'm going to post them first thing tomorrow morning. And then when the albums finally start going out, I might actually ask a couple of... Oh, sorry. Yeah, good thinking. We'll turn us back on because we're far better looking than that Nicolas Cage character on the screen. What was I going to say? I've lost my thread now. Oh yeah, when the albums arrive, assuming that quite a lot of you bought them, and I think a good few of you have, when the albums arrive, I may put it up for question of, are there any particular favourite tracks you would like us to play on the live gig? So you can decide, you know, if you have a particular favourite one, because still a couple of places going where I'm not sure quite what to do. I've got most of it mapped out, but there's still an odd couple of spaces that we might do. Yeah. So that's good. So at the moment, yeah, prize is a CD of your choice. And yeah, give us some answers. What is my connection with Yorkshire? My connections with Yorkshire, past and present. Lovely. Because I am here with you, Elaine.
Yeah.
The next item on here, it says, talk about strength of a woman and about the key words. Because you and I were working through this yesterday, weren't we? So we were looking for your project, Strength of a Woman. Do you want to just tell them a bit more about your project? What's it all about, Alfie?
Well, this is a musical project that we decided to put together, which we'll be collaborating. I'll be collaborating with other people, ladies in music, and talking about their life in music and various other things that might crop up. And I'm going to be doing in January, new for next year, which isn't far away, I'm going to be doing a Strength of a Woman live stream. So,
Which is going to be hosted on your YouTube channel,
yeah,
isn't it?
we think that's going to be a good way to do it.
And so we probably at some point, maybe not quite yet, because you've been working on making it type that up a little bit. We'll give you a link.
Yeah, of course.
To where that's going to be, but of course the live stream, your live stream will go up as a link as normal on Facebook, where you can actually just, or wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can see. And so we've been redoing the video a little bit. Now I think we played this video a couple of weeks ago, but we have improved it. There's a new improved version of it, and it has included some key words.
Some key words,
which are willpower,
willpower,
kindness, unity, which when it's written down, unity, it looks like unit Y, and I'm in unit O here, but it's not the unit round the corner. It's unity, freedom,
yeah,
individuality.
We didn't say it like that yesterday.
Didn't I? What did I say?
Individuality.
Individuality. Oh, the tip of the tongue at the top of the teeth. Individuality and success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. So, well, should we find this Strength of Woman video and play it?
Yes. Yes. I just want to say though, I'm going to be doing it. I think once a month this live stream. So there we are. We'll discuss more another time.
That's only because you want to get some sleep, isn't it?
And I'm going to be having guests. You see, guests.
Yes.
So.
Good.
A few
Excellent.
people lined up, so it's all looking lovely.
Here we go. I'm going to stick it up on screen.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hope you enjoy.
You're a million miles away, yet at my fingertips, and I don't know what to say.
That is not the right one, is it? That's not the right one because we've changed it since then. Okay, so I'm assuming it must be the 1080 one. So let's try that again. We'll try that again.
Oh, jeez, that made me go here as well.
You're a million miles away, yet at my fingertips, and I don't know what to say, though the words are on my lips. I tried to read your thoughts, but the letters make no sense, as I aim to break the chain of unfortunate, subordinate events. There's an echo from your past that's shouting at us now. It could be loud and clear, but we can't hear it anyhow. I see from your expression born of consequence, as I aim to break the chain of unfortunate and ordinary
what's coming up here.
To mend the broken heart of man. Still he'll never understand the love she gives without demand, and how she takes it in her stride. The second thought, a precious pride, it can never be denied. The strength of a woman. The strength of a as I aim to break the chain.
Okay.
Yeah. So there we are.
So, finally, almost very well, almost.
I think it's
finally,
finished.
well, it is ready. Yes, it's ready.
Lane keeps coming back and going, I go, what are we looking at? Strength of woman. I go, oh no, not again.
I don't like that tambourine or that. Just altering the balances and that. And yeah, we're there now. I
Yeah.
have the feel of it though, sort of a crazy bossa type of
Yeah.
feel, isn't it?
Yeah, but when it hits the chorus, it's back into almost pure Burt Bacharach, even though it's an original song. It's not a Burt Bacharach
Yes.
song. It's a song
We
written.
didn't really say that, did we?
No, song
So-
written by Ian Mitchard.
Yeah.
He's a long-term writer that I've worked with, and he just decided that he heard Lane's Bacharach album and decided he was going to write some Bacharach songs and get her to sing them.
He wrote quite a few. Lovely. We've got some nice ones coming up. So
Yeah.
great.
Very good. Very good. And there's a song of yours as well, isn't there?
Yes, that's not ready yet.
It's not ready yet, no, but it sounded good.
But we're going to work harder now at getting some things finished. And anyway, thanks.
Well, the pressure will be on because you'll be on the live stream and you'll need new
Absolutely.
things to talk about. You can't keep going,
Yeah.
we tweet Strength of a Woman again.
No more tweaking.
And they go, oh, not
get
that
it
one
done.
again.
Let's get it done. First takes. And all that. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hope you liked. Let me know.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. Lovely kind of brass and strings and stuff on that. And so, in fact, we were listening to all the parts, weren't we? And just going,
Exactly,
actually, they
yeah,
all sound really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
I like the vibra slap as well.
Oh yeah. and it's
fun.
castanets, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm on Shaker.
Are you on Shaker on
It
that?
is me on Shaker.
Ah, no
yes,
wonder it
as well.
sounded amazing. Loaded Tongue. Should we move on
Let's
to Loaded
talk
Tongue?
about that. Yeah. Of course.
I was on my way up to Yorkshire, and actually the idea occurred to me in my head. And this was a little bit like This Is a Life. I think I was getting into the shower once when This Is a Life, that one step forwards, two steps back, and I was thinking, and I was even thinking didgeridoo and stuff like that, which ended up on it. We used didgeridoo on This Is a Life. But similar thing, I was driving up and I just thought, I just love the Woolly Edge, that name Woolly Edge Service. I got to write a song with Woolly Edge. And the line popped into my head, 25 miles from Woolly Edge with a fuel gauge in the red. And I thought, that's a rock and roll lyric, isn't it? That is a rock and roll lyric. And I thought, what else can I put in there? I thought, Stranger in My Bed or something like that. It's a typical rock and roll thing. Yeah, I don't know who she was. Some chick I picked up last night. I paired that. I took the line before with a circle of lights before my eyes and a stranger in my bed. And the circle of lights before my eyes was because I had an ocular migraine. I don't know if you know about an ocular migraine. It doesn't hurt. It does not necessarily accompanied by a headache, but
you
it
have
is a
the
circle
vision.
of lights that goes around one eye, and it looks like you've looked at a light too long. And sometimes I think they turn around. Different people have talked to me about this. And surprisingly, since I had it, another 2 people have had it. Danielle had one,
That's
and I think
right.
Darren Parry had one.
That's right,
So
yeah.
it was a couple of people I know who've had them. I mean, COVID jabs get the blame for a lot of stuff,
but this
but
was
it's
before.
possible. You know, the fact that 3 people I know have had these, like in recent
Yours
times.
was before that.
It's possible. It's possible, but I'd never had one before. I've never had one since. But it was an interesting phenomenon. It was accompanied by a tiny little bit of confusion in my head, like dyslexia. When I spoke, I said words around the wrong way.
Wow.
Very weird. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, I went off to the hospital and they
nothing's
told me I
changed.
wasn't going to die. It was just something normal. But anyway, that was it. Circular lights around my head. And I think when I got home, I had those lyrics written down, and I thought that is a kind of groovy kind of thing. And I think I just thought, which is just rock and roll, but to a funky groove. Did a little. And then, the simple chords are 25 miles from Woolly Edge with the fuel gauge in the red. Got a circle of lights before my eyes. But the more complicated chords, 25 miles from Woolly Edge with the fuel gauge in the red. But I made it even more complicated than that because I did this chord. 25 miles from Woolly Edge with the fuel gauge in the red, which is an altogether weird chord. And when I was writing it down, I was thinking, what is that? What have I done? That's a kind of edge in the red. I got a circle of lights before my eyes and a stranger in my bed. Now, this next bit, I kind of stole from Bob Dylan. I knew she'd never forgive me for the things I hadn't done. And if you sing it like Bob Dylan, you get it. I knew she would never forgive me for the things I hadn't done. And where that came from, it came from the song Tangled Up in Blue, which is, he does something like... There he goes. But I used a little too much force. I keep on getting through like a bird that flew, tangled up in blue. Which is a great song. It's one of my favourite songs of his. But that news you never forgive me for the things I haven't done. I was kind of thinking of Bob Dylan, even though it isn't quite the same chord sequence. But that's where it came from. There's some quite interesting lyrics things on there, and actually I'm going to find something if I can. Just stay with me for a second. I'm just going to find this. I've done a series called Going Off Grid with Lyrics, which if I just find my website here. Here we go, Going Off Grid with Lyrics. And I did one about Loaded Tongue, and so it's up here. I don't know whether we might just pick out a couple of key points, because there's some kind of interesting things there where I thought, surely everyone knows what that means, don't they? But not necessarily. So I'm just going to show you this. So anyone that is struggling with lyrics, I do give some pointers, because everyone says, how do you get bloody ideas for your lyrics? Just like way off the wall. And it's a bit like anything goes, that anything you can make sound good lyrically. And, you know, sometimes I go, you know, I'm not quite sure what it means. I'm not quite sure who's it about. You know, I mean, Kerry said, who's this about? Then I went, well, I don't know really, but there's a bit of me in it, for sure. You know, there's a bit of me in it, but it's not all me. But some of the lyrics are quite interesting, and I'm just going to go through. I'm going to stick it up on screen here, and go through it a little bit. I'm going to move this a tiny bit just so we don't go off. So 25 miles from Woolly Edge, left the fuel gauge in the red. Circle lights before my eyes. Got that. A stranger in my bed. Okay, now this is okay, that's a great rock and roll line, isn't it? But actually, what I'm referring to here is a stranger in your bed is the person you've lived with for years and years and years, and they've become a stranger. So there's a whole load of things about these lyrics that are not as you would think. The next line, I knew she would never forgive me for the things I haven't done. So he's claiming his innocence, obviously. But no, that isn't it. It's the things that he should have done that he didn't do. And that's why she never forgave him, because essentially he should have done more. He should have, could have been a better person. Peering out at the end of the world with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Of course, loaded tongue is a play on words with loaded gun. I think that's pretty obvious. Every man has an invisible line pre-drawn in the sand. That's the kind of things that we do. If you cross that line, that's it. I'm leaving. And we all draw lines. Here's an interesting one. The endless spiral will take you down where Deuteronomy can read like fun. And I kind of written here, doesn't everyone know that Deuteronomy is a book in the Old Testament?
Yeah, I do now.
You do now? Yeah, well, just stick with me, kid. You'll learn stuff,
Every day at school.
When I was a kid, I was sent to Sunday school every week, and just to drive me potty. But I obviously learned something. So, Deuteronomy. Lyle Lovett had a great album called Joshua, Judges, Ruth, which are 3 books in the Old Testament: Joshua, Judges, and Ruth, and they're next to each other. So he did an album called that, and of course I've got Deuteronomy in here. That wasn't the original lyric. The original lyric was the endless spiral will take you down where lobotomy can seem like fun. And I thought that was a little bit more graphic. So I thought Deuteronomy probably works a little bit better. And so we have a whole Middle Age section that is actually talked about more from the female perspective. She's been waiting and she keeps waiting. She's waiting for a sign. And it's like, she's followed it this far. She's still waiting. It's all like in for a penny, in for a pound. Well, I may as well bloody hang around. Maybe things will get better. Who knows? So anyway, then we have this Middle Age. It's got some of my favourite lines in it. Give it up, give it up. And then he retorts, no one likes a quitter. Which I heard about someone who made his own cigarette packets where he put no one likes a quitter on the cigarette packets. And that always tickled me. Give it up, throw your lover out with the litter. So it's a play on throw the baby out with the bathwater, which apparently in ancient times, throw the baby out with the bathwater, the water could get so black that there was a possibility that you could do that if the baby got lost in the bath. So anyway, throw your lover out, give it up, look for another babysitter. Oh my God, what has he done to the babysitter? And it's like, I never should have bit her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. And so that's kind of that's a take on it. If you want to look at it all, it's all up there, and I kind of explained what I was thinking with each of those lines. There we are. I'm going to come back down here to the screen because there is some interesting musical thing that happens. That everyone goes, oh my God, how does that go? What's that go? So it is that section. Give it up, give it up. No one likes a quitter. Give it up. Throw your lover out with the litter. Give it up. Look for another babysitter. I never should have bit her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. No, I never should have bit her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Perhaps I never should have bit her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. So in there, it sounds like that's gone quite complicated. It's really just there's an extra beat in each bung.
Yeah,
in each
it
bar.
foxed me actually for a bit. I was thinking, what's happening there?
Yeah, it's a 5/4 bar, and it's just like an extra beat in each bar. And it was really just to get the lyrics, and I just thought it was quite funny that I never should have been her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. No, I never should have been her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Perhaps I never should have been her with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Because I remember Paul doing that on drums, and he'd go, what's going on there? What is happening? And I go, just listen to the lyrics, follow the lyrics, it'll work, which it kind of does. So that's interesting. In fact, we do have a video of Paul Smith and James Warren talking about loaded tongue. So this could be a good time to actually stick that up on screen. Should we do
Good
that?
idea,
Here
yeah.
we go. Here we go. We are at Shabby Road with the Korgis, and we have Paul Smith, the drummer, and over here, lurking away, we have James Warren.
James Warren.
But today, what have we been working on, Mr. James Warren?
We have been working on a curious little ditty for our next album called Loaded Tongue.
Loaded Tongue. And we should actually point out that the lyric is a grudge and a loaded tongue, not a crotch and a loaded tongue, as some people have thought. Yes,
I
that's
actually
what,
thought
that's
the same
what Paul
today
thought.
as well.
Yes. Grudge and a loaded
Yes.
tongue.
Well, actually, I thought it was crutch.
Yeah,
crutch.
it does sound like crutch.
Crutch.
Yes, crutch.
Crutch.
It does.
Crutch. And so I think everyone will agree that this song is simplicity itself. There's nothing at all tough in it, is there, Paul Smith? No.
No. Not allowed to admit that it's tough.
But very good. We had a lot of fun recording that today. And so there we are. That's it.
There we are.
Bye.
See you soon.
I haven't seen that.
The inside story. Yeah. On the early demos, probably because of my accent, it really
Yeah,
did sound like
yeah.
crotch and a loaded tongue.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There
But
we
it
are.
isn't. It's
We know
grudge.
now. We know now.
Grudge and a loaded
By
tongue.
Jove, we know now.
Nice to see a good few other people have joined us. Olga, nice to see you here. Olga's from the Ukraine. She's a friend of Kerry's.
Oh yes,
And
yes. I've heard it
lives
before,
around the
yeah.
corner from us. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, I think we're going to go to Sonar. I think so. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's have a little look. I'll stick it up on the screen in a second. 2 seconds. Arriving. Here's the screen. Usual stuff. Loads of BVs at the top. I think actually that grudge and a loaded tongue. I was working on an album with Boyd Clark, and he had this one song that sounded like a voodoo chant. And I think that stuck in my head somehow, and I just kind of conjured up that same kind of sound with the grudge and a loaded tongue. So where is it gonna be? There's got to be a load of vocals doing that. Where I bridge to. All of these BVs are quite nice, really. Maybe if I put them all in together, you'll hear the James BVs, Echo BVs. Sorry, it's trying to save. We don't really want it to save, but here we are. These are the BVs.
Grudge and a loaded tongue. Grudge and
So
a
2
loaded
octaves.
tongue.
Danielle at the
Grudge
top,
and a loaded tongue.
and us all at the bottom. So yeah, that's nice. Don't think there's. I mean, a lot of this kind of some very nice stuff at the end and the middle 8, where we do this kind of thing.
She's been waiting.
Yeah, all very nice stuff there. Moving on down, it's the drum grooves here that actually really make it work, and probably the rhythm section just in general. There are several different elements to this that make it work. And when we were rehearsing it, I was being a little critical that we hadn't made enough spaces in between the notes. So I'm going to find the elements that do it. So James's bass on here. It's going to be acoustic guitar, and I think the piano. They are the main items of it. If I just do that from the top, you'll get what it sounds like. like it could have been recorded on a bus, doesn't it? You know, driving along on a bus. So quite simple, really. All of it is very simple. Nothing is disturbing the groove. Everything is just chugging away like it was on a bus. And it reminds me of there's a track on Jackson Brown's Running on Empty that they recorded on the bus. You can hear the bus going
Wow, really?
underneath it, and that's always stuck with me as well. That that's a kind of interesting thing. I think there's not too much to report here, I think John and myself did the lead vocals on the chorus, on the middle eight. I think that's like a duet harmony thing. If I put a dim solo on that, we'll hear that in a little more glory.
She's been waiting, watching for a sign
Danielle in the
to
background.
guide her through the night. All I decide, hope dissipating. She followed the star this far, still she waits for you.
Yeah. Oh, and also I particularly like this very Pink Floyd bit.
I like the tickety ticks. I call them tickety ticks. All very technical.
She's been waiting.
So that's James come in at one point, and we wrote that middle eight. We wrote that middle eight for it in there, just to really take it into a departure. Oh, the other thing that's quite nice is the end synth, which just kind of bursts in, where you think maybe the song has ended. Etc. So bit of country guitar, really. Telecast the sounds pretty much always whenever we're going down that route. I think that's it, really. It's quite simple, isn't it? It's not layered, it hasn't got any orchestral instruments on it. It's a proper band song, which is why we decided to do it live. It kind of works pretty well in a live environment. So I'm going to come down to us.
And another earworm. All going around. Oh, it makes a change.
I remember what it was. It was Boyd's song went, Pauline, won't you set me free? Pauline, won't you set me free? Pauline, won't you set me free?
Wow.
Which is very similar. I've almost stolen her off him. Sorry, Boyd, if you hear this, sorry. But we all steal things off each other, so it's all cool. It's very good.
Diggers here.
Digger's here. Good on you. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. I meant to send you up all of the mixers because they're all done. Yeah. And they sound pretty good. So I will do that. I will chuck them onto the messenger
You
group.
said only 118 tracks. That's low for you.
Yeah. It was around about that, wasn't it? We're looking down here. Yeah, 118. Not very much, is it? There we are. Maybe we should just reiterate the quiz question. Should we do a quiz question?
Yeah.
Okay, quiz question coming up. Sticking it on screen. Any day, yeah. Woolly Edge Services are just south of Leeds. What is Al's history with Yorkshire, past and present? Most detail wins. Present, I think there's one present thing that hasn't been talked about, I believe. I think a lot of the early stuff really has been, you got it. But there's something about the present So I'll leave you to think about that. Keep your thinking caps on, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I think we played Neverland. I now have a video for Neverland where I have Andy Fairweather-Low on it, and I thought, because I nicked this piece of video from something else, but I tried to sync it in so it would look okay, and I thought, I hope Andy's all right with this, and so I sent him a copy of the video, and he come back and went, "You're a genius!" And I go, no, I'm not really. All right, I am. But I think we got away with it anyway. So I think I'm going to play it to you because the track is finished. It's sounding really pretty marvelous. And this video is now looking pretty marvelous as well. So I'm just going to find that. Any second soon, so I'm glad the United Nations. Yeah, we're pretty close to here. Neverland, got it. Video 224, Andy. Sticking it up on screen now.
I slid open the curtain. He asked me, "Son, what's on your mind?" Said, "I've been wondering and I'm worrying about the only answers I can find." They knew him as a preacher. He drove a kind of funky car. In those days I was walking, I always called him Pa. Everybody's leaving town, but I can't shake this monkey off my back. I see the clouds rolling in. I was fixing to put it all on black. So I talked to the preacher. I asked him, "Pa, what you got planned?" He said, "I'll ride the devil's coattails back to Neverland." I had dreams of busting free, but I ran myself into a wall. I hitched on down to Mexico to find another way to fall. Forgive me, Margarita, I'm deep in Bloody Maria's spell. How long she keep me dangling, as Chuck would say, you never can tell. Maybe, just maybe, I can dream to find another day. But something from the chasm says it was always gonna end this way. So I talked to the preacher, told him all my dreams are sticks in the sand. He said, "Come with me across the river, back to Neverland." There's a great big crack in this land. So I'm walking with the preacher and I'm talking like a possessed man. Pushing 1,000 miles an hour.
Sorry, you wanted to see the video, didn't you? Actually, sorry, I left that video when you were gawking at us. I'll play a little bit from the top so you get the idea. This features Andy Moore. Etc. There we are. Sorry about that. It was a schoolboy error, wasn't it? Of course, that features Wolfman. Wolfman featuring Andy Fairweather Low. That's the second track on the album, and will definitely be one we will be playing live. That's for sure. Just born to be played live. That one.
Nice backing vocals.
Nice backing vocals. I wonder who did those. Yeah. Maybe it'll say on the credits. It might say on the credits. Although I'm struggling with the credits because it's always difficult. You say, Elaine Gilmore backing vocals on tracks 1, 6, 8, 11. Or do you list each one? And if you list each one, then it takes up an awful lot. And I've already got a damn lot of words.
Got a fair bit, haven't you?
Got a lot of words on these liner notes. In fact, I could show you some of the liner notes. Several things I could show you. The album, what are we doing? Most of you will probably have seen the pre-sale, sorry. Up on screen. That's more or less what it looks like. That's actually a mock-up that Kerry did, so no, the CDs haven't arrived yet, but that is approximately what they'll look like. So that's good. Looking very nice. And here is the liner notes. Liner notes. I had them, then I lost them. Here we are. Something like this. I'll make these a little bit bigger so you get a bit of a fighting chance. You'll see. It's a very similar style to the United Nations stuff that you can see. The few different picks here and there. Wolfman, Andy Fairweather Low, of course. Across in this right-hand corner, that's myself, James, Chris Hopkins, aka Digger, and Ian Cooper in there for that great song, Storm Before the Calm. Love that. What else? What can I do here? That's what I can do, isn't it? Down here we've got Lucy. I felt there was another. Paul played drums on virtually all this album, but there's a couple of other drummers who were on it. Ian Williams was on one track, and Brent Keefe was on another track. And because I give a lot of my main people a mention on the Putin and Trump page, I thought I'd make sure they were here, and Joe Matera, of course, on one track there. So it's all very nice stuff, and I will find now the Putin and Trump, which this looks a wee bit different, because this is, if you look up here, Putin and Trump the musical, and you'll see that it was all done in typewritten hand, and it's done like a film script. So you see who is singing or speaking each part, and there are speaking parts here and there. There's things that link them together. Right across here, let's see if I can zone in on these really good-looking people down the bottom here. The main cast of Putin and Trump the musical. Al Steele, of course, as Vladimir Putin. Sean McBride as Donald Trump. Elaine Gilmore as Alana Moscovich. That's If you read it, it actually reads Moscow Bitch. Moscow Bitch. And Danielle Nichols as Ruler Stabalot. Ruler Stabalot, the KGB agent. So yeah, they're the characters that all do the vocal parts in Putin and Trump the musical. So that's all good. Across on the right hand side here, I'll see if I can get to this. It's a little harder sometimes, but I'll see if I can do it. I have managed to get a lot of my key players in here. Here's all the people that contributed a lot to the album musically and all of that. Of course, the lovely Elaine Gilmore. Yes, there he is.
Did you get that picture?
The marvellous Paul Smith. I got it from your Facebook page, actually. I brightened it up a little. I tweaked it a bit.
I recognise the glasses there
Yeah.
on Paul Smith.
Paul Smith, Danielle, and me. Of course, Richard Mainwaring, Corinne Colborne, our violin players, Claudine Cassidy on cello, Phil Jarvis, who was recovering from 5 broken ribs and a collarbone, but still came in and played a session for me the other day, Kerry Reese on woodwinds and saxes, and John Mainwaring on trumpets. And there are probably a few people that I've kind of missed along there. I'll tell you who I have missed, who I really need to put in, are my 2 daughters, Lorna and Leah, who of course are on The Perfect Song, and they sing vocals on that. So I do need to put a picture on them, otherwise there'll be no birthday or Christmas presents for me. So yeah, there we are. So that's all looking pretty nice. While we're talking about Putin and Trump the musical, one of the songs from Putin and Trump the musical was written by Paul Griffin and myself. Paul instigated, he wrote a load of lyrics and whatnot, and it's about a guy who goes looking for steam trains behind the Iron Curtain and falls foul of the law. Okay, so I've hijacked that story and I've made it that a certain Donald Trump was a bit of a train enthusiast and decided to go behind the Iron Curtain. And while he was there, he fell foul of a certain KGB pair of agents called Vladimir Putin and Ruler Stabalot. And so he needed to get out of town. They thought he was a spy. We've got a video to show you. This is from Putin and Trump the musical. I'm going to find the video. The version in the musical is slightly different, but I'm going to play you. This is Paul G's version of it, and very nice it is too. We're going to release this as a single in a couple of weeks. We'll just wait for the dust to die down for the Christmas ones. Let me just find it here. Paul Griffin, there we go. Get to the Frontier. It's called Get to the Frontier. And I'm going to stick it up on screen now. that be a warning. Don't go wandering around Eastern European countries, especially when Putin's about. Get to the Frontier. Paul G song. Very, very good. Very good. I like that one a lot. And fits in very nicely with the musical. We've made the story fit, so that's all. It's all good. Just before we do quiz question answers, news. We have news.
Here's the news.
Just yesterday, we got a gig in for Brecon Jazz. We're going to play, Korgis are going to play Brecon Jazz. I know that's like, what? The Korgis are going to play Brecon Jazz? That's a bit odd, isn't it? But no, they're diversifying a lot. They just want it to be a bit more inclusive. And it helps that I knew the person who was booking it. And I'd just done an album with her. That helped. I better not upset her. That's brilliant. That is August the 10th next year, Brecon Jazz. We just had 2 dates confirmed from France, and they're going to announce them, I think, this weekend. I've just heard that today. But there is another 2 or 3 dates in the pipeline out there as well. All the latter end of the year, I think all from August, September. Maybe even going into October as well. There's a few dates. Brilliant agent out there called Dominique, who is a lovely bloke, and Danielle and I and him and Ingo, of course Ingo was there. We all stayed up till quite late at night, it must be said. Oh, and Mike Webb was there as well, but he was only there for some of it. He was only there because he'd locked himself out of his safe and he was trying to find the key. So yeah, he turned up in the middle of the night about 3 or 3:30 or something like that. We went to bed significantly later than that. And at one point, Daniel was saying, hey, it's hardly worth going to bed, is it? And I go, no, we got to go to bed. We got a gig tonight. No.
Life on the road with an 80s pop
And she did say,
band.
she said, what was I thinking? Why did I suggest that? The demon alcohol.
Do it,
I
do
think
it
that's
while
what
you can. Do it while you can.
Do while you
I
can,
say.
yeah, well. There we are. I think that is pretty much all the news. There's bound to be something else that I think of when we're done. But so I think we'll go and we'll do the competition answer. What do we got
Say,
here?
thanks, Al. I like my cameo appearance.
Yeah. We wanted to get you in there. Need to get you in
It's
there,
lovely.
Paul.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so we're going to stick the competition question back up on the screen, or rather I stuck the screen up, sorry, I was a bit premature with that, but hang on, we will get there any second. Competition question, there we are. Woolly Edge Services, just south of Leeds. What is Al's history with Yorkshire, past and present, most detailed wins? Elaine, do you want to read the answers?
Yeah, I'll read the answers. Yeah, of course I will.
Get nice and close to the mic.
Oh, right, yeah. Where are the answers?
What are they?
Where are they? I can't see them. Is it here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are. All right, okay. So, was it Colin that managed to do quite well?
No, I think it was Paul G.
Oh, Paul G.
Paul G managed to get...
Right, well, he lived in Sheffield.
I did live in Sheffield.
Worked in Leeds.
I worked in Leeds
Tiffany's playing bass.
Playing bass. Okay, well, I don't think anyone got the fact that I was playing bass in that particular band. I was actually in the band with my brother, and what we were supposed to do was swap between bass and guitar, and he was going to play bass on some songs, I was going to play guitar on some songs. That never happened. He left me on bass. But there we are. I still play quite a lot of bass these days, so it's
Oh, yes.
all good.
I like your bass.
What else?
Your ex-wife is from Scunthorpe.
My ex-wife is from Scunthorpe, and that is the reason why
Daughter Nick.
daughter Nick and
Grandkids in Scunthorpe.
live in Scunthorpe. That's the reason that they still live in Scunthorpe there.
And you've got another daughter, Leah, lives in Leeds.
And that's the one that nobody got, is of course my daughter Leah is living in Leeds. And I think quite a lot of people know that Leah is living in Leeds. But nobody got that. However, I think hands down, Paul, I think you were the one that immediately got virtually all of those correct. So well done Well done.
Oh, and Colin's put Alice worked with Jane MacDonald. She's from Yorkshire.
Yeah, that is a connection. Yeah, it is a connection. It's a bit of a tenuous one, but it is a connection. And also, can I say that when I lived in Sheffield, Scunthorpe was in Yorkshire. It wasn't in Lincolnshire.
Oh,
they
yeah,
redrew the
Jane-
county
yes,
lines,
yeah.
and everyone in Scunthorpe was really peed off, I'm telling you, because
Yeah.
they didn't want to be from Lincolnshire.
And Digger said that Al invented Yorkshire puddings and Hovis.
Okay, the cat's out the bag. It's true. It's true. It's all down to me. So there we are. Well done. Paul, we're going to need to think of something to give you. You know, it's going to have to be some kind of CD that we can find that you haven't got, or maybe something else that you haven't got. You know, we still have these T-shirts. You know, we've got several different colours of T-shirts now. We've got the darker blue ones of these. We've got the lighter blue ones of these. We've still got the Time Machine T-shirts. But I think, Paul, you have most of them, don't you? So we're scrabbling for presents, mate. Scrabbling for presents.
Unless I encroach on this and I've got something like a mug,
Yeah.
coasters.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of
Yeah, what you
coasters.
got? So, yeah, Elaine has mugs like this. They're very nice. Very
There are
nice.
not many left, actually.
No. In fact, Kerry designed that cover,
Yeah.
and she did really good. I think it's one of the finest things she's done. Really,
There we are.
really good.
We haven't got any Strength of a Woman merch yet.
Not
Let's
yet.
Let's see what we can do there
No,
as well.
not yet. But soon.
See how it goes in the new year.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, sorry, we can take that quiz question down now, can't we? We were showing you the mugs. Because the quiz question
We
was
were-
up
we
on
were
there.
showing
Yeah,
you,
that
but you weren't
is the
seeing.
mugs. I don't know if you can see them, but they are very nice.
And I've got coasters with in the design of the
Yeah,
vinyl record.
I've got one here.
Ah, there we are.
Sorry, it's a bit
think I've-
grubby. Sorry, it's had an awful lot of coffee on it. But yeah, in the style of a little record that says "Love is the answer" on it.
There we are. Got one of
Love is
those.
still
Yeah.
the answer. I've continually called this album "Love is the answer."
Yeah.
It was forever called "Love is still the answer."
Well, some of the lyric line says "loves the
I
answer,"
know,
so
and that's
it's,
what
you know,
got me.
That's
That's
what
what
it was.
got me. I think we're good. Are there any questions that anyone hasn't answered? Colin, I can't remember what that question was you were asking last week. You asked me a few by email, and I think I replied to practically all of them.
Lots of good comments we can answer later, and yeah, no, there's nothing. I don't think.
Okay, cool.
Nothing really.
Cool. So in which case, I mean, we'll still be here for a few minutes after it finishes, but I think we're getting to the point where we're going to play the entire video of Loaded Tongue. Just check
Which-
there's nothing else.
On my way here today,
Oh, yeah.
the weather was atrocious. It was like driving, like the video. Oh, so very apt, very appropriate for today.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy. Yeah,
Good.
great.
Good. I think, is next week's going to be the last before Christmas? Maybe not. What is it
No,
going to be?
I
The
think so.
12th?
12.
Yeah.
So we got
12th and 19th. No, that's right. 12th and 19th. I'm going to attempt to do Hey Old Friend for next week, but it must be said that it needs a video for it. And I rather copped out because it should have been Hey Old Friend this week, and I thought I really don't have time to do a video for this because I've got to do all the liner notes and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
But that is a
hoping.
great song. Love that.
Yeah, I like that. Hoping to do that. So what I might need to do is I might need to grab Danielle to do me a little video. I am with John and James on Monday, so maybe I'll get them in front of the green screen and do some footage of it. That might solve some problems. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There we are.
Then that's what we'll do. Until next week. And by which time I'm pretty sure by next week Alienated Nations albums will be here.
That'd be great.
So yeah,
a wrap.
that's it. That is a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm going to leave you with the video of Loaded Tongue, which this is Elaine's journey here tonight. Is in
And I
this
wanted
car.
to say as well, my Alfie.
Oh, you're Alfie.
I want you to try and share it to friends
Yep.
on YouTube. Alfie, I want to try and get it to 3,000 views.
Okay.
Here we are, before Christmas.
Okay, so is that hosted on your
So
YouTube
it's
channel?
on-
I think it is, isn't it?
It's on YouTube, yes.
Yeah.
And you can have a listen and comment if you want to, and share if you wouldn't mind.
So in
Please.
order to just
It's on YouTube.
it is on YouTube, but they'll need to find you on YouTube
Yeah.
probably, so they would need to put in Elaine Gilmore Alfie and
Alfie,
it will
that's
come
right,
up.
yes.
And make sure on her channel, because there is also, because the album was released digitally, there's a whole load of things that say topic.
Ah, yes.
That is not
So you
your
don't
channel.
want Topic.
Topic
no.
is not. You can hear the songs. You can hear all
Yeah.
the songs on Topic, as it were. But if you ever see Topic, that is what they put up when you put it up to digital places like Spotify, Deezer, and all of those sort of things. They also put them up to Spotify, and they call them Topic. No idea why they call them Topic.
Hazelnut in every bite.
Yeah, perhaps something like.
Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, if you haven't heard it, and keep in touch. Let me-
Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do is at some point we will play that video. At some point we'll play that video, but probably I think we're out of time this week.
We are. So take care
Here
of
we go.
yourselves.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us.
See you
And
again.
here is Loaded Tongue.
Circle of lights before my eyes and a stranger in my bed. I knew she would never forgive me for the things I haven't done. Now I'm peering out on the end of the world with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Yeah, a grudge and a loaded tongue. Grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. Let me tell you now. Every man has an invisible line pre-drawn in the sand. If you try to cross it, the tide will wash it away with your perfect plan. The endless cycle will take you down with Deuteronomy can read like fun. Open the gates, I'm coming on through with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Yeah, grudge and a loaded tongue. Grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. She's been waiting, watching for a sign to guide her through the night. On either side, hope dissipating. She followed the star this far, still she waits for you. Give it up, give it up. No one likes a quitter. Give it up, give it up. Throw your lover out with the litter. Give it up, give it up. Look for another babysitter. I never should have been with a grudge and a loaded tongue. I never should have been with a grudge and a loaded tongue. Perhaps I never should have been with a grudge and a loaded tongue. And I've only just begun. She's been You could take your rainbow, your skies are blue, stick 'em where there's no shining sun. I got an empty cup, I'll never give up, and it's a grudge and a loaded tongue. Yeah, grudge and a loaded